Well, hello there and welcome back. Welcome back to our 4 o'clock show, which is an hour that is dedicated to our one-day special. An amazing deal that's always launched at 6 o'clock in the evening and runs for a whole period of 24 hours if stock permits us to do so. Now, this particular one-day special has been very popular, and I will tell you more about that as the hour progresses. Details are on your screen, but you will notice that we've got an extended dispatch with this one. 23rd of September, the reason being it's sold out previously. And I have to say, Hazel, it's been a very popular one-day special.
It has been really, really popular. I'm not surprised because the images are beautiful and they're so easy to work with.
This is it. Yeah. And of course, Hazel's been showing that to us with every single hour. And of course, all of those shows you can go back and watch on Rewind. But shall I show you what we've got in the one-day special, just in case you've not caught one of the shows previously? Well, you've got some gorgeous designs in stamps to start with. Now, the stamps themselves, you'd actually be paying more than the price that you've got on your screen if you're a Freedom member, because you've got 30 stamps across 2 stamp sets with these, Hazel.
You have, yeah. So this one here, the festive pine cones, you've got that beautiful robin and that lovely kind of bow, which is so easy to flip and make into a wreath. And then we've given you smaller elements so you can build up your own. That lovely robin in flight, he's adorable. And then obviously season's greetings.
And I love this because you kind of got that hand-drawn element with it, so it makes us all into artists.
It does, yeah. And you can do loads to it or you can not do a lot to it, but either way, they look amazing.
Beautiful. So that's your 1 stamp set. But of course, with many cards, we want to add a sentiment, and we've got those included within this bundle as well. So again, lots of them. And it's nice as well because you've kind of got different sizes of sentiments with these. Yeah,
so we wanted all the main ones the same size, and these are actually the same size as the ones that we bought out for our everyday stamp sets back at the beginning, and from the moment that we bought them out, people were asking us for Christmas sentiments, so we bared that in mind and we've been saving it and saving it. This is our last Christmas stamp release this year, but we wanted to give verses as well for the inside so that you could complete the whole card, because I like to bring a little bit of the outside in and just finish it all off. Gorgeous poinsettia on there and lovely little elements that fit in, so you can build up cards just using the holly or the bow or the berries, but yeah, they work really well together or stand alone.
Very useful. They're perfect for if you wanted to extend a design or literally make your own from scratch. But of course, when you're working from scratch, you're going to need your card base. Well, you've got those included with this set as well. And it's brilliant because you've actually got, I think it's about 7 different colourways, because you've got the white in there as well.
Yeah, you've got 50 super smooth 15 by 30s, and then you've got 25 of the colours, so that's 5 of each, of the blue, the red, the green, the brown and the black, all in the true colour, so it's acid and lignin free. Great for your scrapbooking. It's the colour all the way through, but really good quality cardstock. And then on top of that, you'll get your instructions, your 10 folds for the 15 by 30s, and also we're giving frame instructions as well.
Indeed, and what a brilliant price, because the cardstock alone, you'd normally be paying £10.99. So you can see the saving as a Freedom member, you're saving more than that. So it's almost like you are getting the cardstock included in your bundle and then a bit of a discount on the stamps as well. Basically, the bottom line is that you're going to be paying £29.39 for this one if you're a Freedom member, with that £11.26 saving. Details are on your screen. Everybody's saving at least £8 on these, but it has been a very popular one-day special. Sold out once, now on extended delivery. But of that extended delivery stock, 70% of the stock has gone. So 356211 is the item number that you need. Now, within this hour, we've got another bargain for you to take advantage of. Oh my goodness, look at this. The rainbow finish that you've got from this is amazing. Now, it's your rainbow mirror card. You're going to get 40 sheets of this. It's 300 GSM, so a really good weight with regards to this one. And the price on your screen there, now it's normally £23.99, but I think we've got a little bit of a discounted price on that one. It's actually a huge discount, so hold fire for a moment on that one. I'm going to keep you in suspense a little longer, but I'll give you the discount price on that one in a few moments. But of course, with your one-day special, there's loads of ways that you can work with regards to this one as well. And of course, so many different fabulous examples, not only from the design team, but also going back to those demonstrations that we've already seen. Talking of which, should we have a look at one now? What have we got planned then, Hazel?
Okay, so I'm going to start off with one of the 20 by 40 red cardstock.
So this is the larger cardstock that we've got available in the same colours that we've seen in the one-day special.
Yeah, a true pack. There's true red, true green, true blue and true brown. I'm standing on tiptoes looking over just to make sure I get the right colours.
Bless you.
So I'm going to make an easel card from this one. So we're going to score at 20 to give that gives us the half fold.
Lovely.
And then I'm going to score at 10. Now with this fold, I could make a couple of different cards actually, and I might as well show you. So the half fold there.
Lovely.
And then that one there. That's going to give me my easel base. But if I flip it back that way, that's my Z fold.
Oh, okay.
But if I just use this piece here, if I stuck my card on there,
right.
if I turn it that way, you'll see, you could have it as an easel that way.
Got you.
So there's lots of different, I'm calling it as an easel, but it's a Z fold and so much more. Whatever you want it to be, we'll call it that. So that's our fold done. And I think what we'll do is go straight ahead and stick our matten layer on. So this is just a 20 centimetre square.
Oh, now while you're sticking that in place, I can feel the anticipation of our audience wanting to know what the price is on that happy hour deal. Well, good news, we can share it with you. So here you go. If you wanted to get hold of it, wow, what a saving. That was worth waiting for, wasn't it? £14 saving, bringing it down to just £9.99. And of course, lots of you found that already. So it's 715293 if you fancy popping that one into your basket. Thank you, Hazel.
That's okay. I mean, if you were lucky enough to get hold of the happy hour we had when we launched, that they would go really well together, wouldn't
they? Kind of like the strips, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got little bits that you can die cut and do your strips with, and your big bits for your bigger cards.
Fabulous.
So I've gone ahead and I've used some Super Smooth, and I've just dragged some pads down. I've used Evergreen Bow and ground espresso.
So is that similar to the technique that we saw in the 6 o'clock show last night? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So this is going to go on here, and then I've done a matten layer for the stopper at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, and I just done that to save some time so I could get more in. So we're going to have a look and start and stamp onto this piece here. No, we're not. We're going to stamp onto this piece here. Wake up. It's the last one.
Well, you've been here nearly 24 hours.
Oh, I know.
Well, you have kind of dipped out in between.
Yeah.
We didn't lock you in, just in case anybody's wondering.
Oh, you've let the cat out of the bag now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of ground espresso around the outsides, and I'm not too fussed if I get any marks on there. I'm using quite an old sponge because I'm going to spritz at it with some water. And I love doing that technique because it just kind of fades the edges out. If you don't like using sponges, you could use a brush. Entirely up to you.
So is that the same as the cardstock that we've got within the one day special?
Yep. This is the Super Smooth.
So well, doesn't it?
So then I'm going to go in and add just around that edge where I want to soften it. And then we'll take some kitchen roll. I mean, I like the way it's all starting to run.
Yeah.
A lot of that's going to come off now, so I'm not going to press hard. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's better. Can you see how it just sort of like tapers it out a little bit? Okay, so we'll clean that away.
Fabulous.
And what I will need to do is just give that a quick blast.
Wonderful.
I've done it again. I haven't even showed you what we're making, but I kind of like the surprise, don't you?
Exactly. Let's keep them in suspense.
Yeah, like you did with the prize.
Exactly. Now, the details are on the screen if you wanted to take advantage of our one-day special. At the bottom of the screen, we have got your happy hour deal. I don't know why, it's misbehaving for some reason, because it's showing you at the original price, but of course, you're only paying £9.99 for your happy hour deal. So don't worry. If it's at the bottom of your screen, it's showing the full price. You will still be able to take advantage of the £9.99 price when you add it into your basket. Don't forget, it's that gorgeous rainbow glitter, not glitter, mirror. That's the word, isn't it? That's the other sparkly one. And that's if you wanted to take advantage of that one. And of course, you've got your larger pieces of cardstock, of course. It's a very naughty happy hour in this hour, so I'm not quite sure what keeps happening. It's jumping around like a little pink frog.
Right, I'm using the large pine for this one, and I'm just going to kind of... shall I let you go on then? I will. See, look, I'm talking to myself.
That's all right, you carry on.
I'm using my platform because I'm going to stamp it in 2 colours. I'll need to be able to come back down to it. So I'm going to start off with the pine, and I'm just going to add in. And I'm choosing to stamp this up in oxide as opposed to VersaFine, because it just gives me a little bit more time, and for the effect that I want, I'm just going to see if I can get that a bit darker. That's better. And then we're going to add in.
There's a lot of detail in that stamp, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
beautiful artwork.
They are so lovely to work with.
And they're such a good size as well, because it's nice if you want to use it as a main focal point, but equally so if you just want to use little parts of it, then you could do.
Okay, that's cool. So then we've got that one there. Now I want a smaller piece, and we can just extend this out a bit.
See, this is why these pieces are just so useful, because you make it as big as you want it to be then,
Yeah. Do I really need that in there? Let's just do that again.
Just as Hazel's popping those in there, you'll probably notice at the bottom of your screen we are very busy on those phone lines. We regularly find this during the 4 o'clock hour, the last hour that we're concentrating on the one-day special. Lots of you made your final decisions with regards to what you're going for. Some of you, I know, have been wanting the one-day special, been hanging out just a little bit to wait and see what those happy hours have been. So if this is the hour that you're looking at placing your order. Bear in mind the one-day special has sold out already, and with regards to the extended stock, 3/4 of the stock has gone now. Fingers, toes and everything in between crossed, we've got enough to see us through to 6 o'clock, because of course that's when it will go up in price, but you can guarantee that you can get yours at that discounted price if you're placing your order for it now. Website and the app are probably the best place and the quickest place for you to actually get your order on the system there, so maybe bear that in mind if you can.
Okay, so I'm just adding another one down onto this corner, and we'll do the same. In fact, I might just put the green on first on this one, because I can always add the brown over the top. And that's the beauty when you're using the platform, that you can go back in. Yeah. So let's get that pine nice and brown. Making a right mess on my platform today.
I don't know, it's looking good to me.
Yeah.
The results are good anyway.
Yeah, that's better. Okay. So now I want a sentiment in there. We just put that one there. We're going to have, on my card, I put winter wishes. So
Nice phrase, that one, isn't it? Winter wishes.
I think so. I might, let's
Not
see how
everybody
much
celebrates
room.
Christmas in the traditional style, do they? So,
No.
yeah, as you say there, it's a nice phrase.
Wishes, winter. We'll go sort of like staggered.
And I'm guessing if they work with the other stamps that we saw previously, you can kind of play around with those. So it could be like a winter birthday or something like that. They're the,
Of course, yeah.
You said they're the same
Yes.
size.
So there'd be things like special friend and
Yes.
that you can add in, which would be, and I didn't think about that, but yeah, that would work brilliantly.
It's nice
one.
when they're all the same. Yeah, well, let's get the most out of the money when I'm spending those pennies.
Okay, so winter wishes, and again, I am going to stamp it in the ground espresso. It would just be a little bit softer than the Versaclair. That's come out beautifully. I am going to give it another coat just because all my pads, because I can, and my pads seem quite dry. You might find that you've got juicy ones at home and you won't need to do it twice. Right, let's get that lovely robin in flight.
Oh, this is a really cute addition as well.
So I want this one just coming down and landing on that branch there. Take my winter wishes off.
Oh. But to be honest, I mean, obviously it depends on the colour that you're using with this one. It could be a robin, but it could be a little bird that you're adding to anything, whatever time of the year it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous. And then because I've used the oxide, I can pull that ink through and it can be more subtle as opposed to, you know what I mean. Right, let's take that one out of the way. And I'm going to bring in the music notes.
Oh, you like this stamp, don't you?
I
Use
do.
this one regularly.
I'm going to go for a little bit lighter. So this is just walnut stain, but it's an oxide and it's very dry again.
Wonderful. Pop the details up on the screen because it's actually from the little collection, including the rose stamps. You've got 13 stamps with this one. I'll probably show you a little bit later on. But the details are on your screen if you want it. Oh, go on, I'll show you now. Quick little sneaky peek of that one. There you go. And again, similarly to the pine cones that we've been talking about, you've got individual elements there allowing you to extend and create your own little kind of collection of those as well. £14.95. 706 215 if you are wanting those.
Okay, so all I'm going to do, I am going to add in a little bit of red to the base here. Now, it will reactivate the ink that I've stamped it, so it's not going to stay bright red, or it would stay brighter if you did a little bit at a time and took the ink off and went back in to freshen it up each time.
Oh, okay.
I'm going slow because I'm trying not to go out the lines.
Very nice. I love that. A very vintage style, isn't it, that font?
Look at me. I'm not even breathing.
Oh, bless you. Oh, breathing's good, though, Hazel. So do breathe at some point,
okay,
please.
I'll take a big breath. Once I've got this in, I'll resume to talking.
I love it.
Okay, nearly there.
Looks amazing. Beautiful. And it's nice because you've just got that little gradient there, and it almost
I mean, could you have got a closer shot, you know? Look at me.
There's nowhere to hide on this show.
No. Right, that's better. Now we're going for the robin, so we can add a nice bit of red.
Oh, look at that. Pop of colour. Beautiful.
And then join that in.
So these are simply coming from the ink pads.
Yeah. I am adding a little bit extra ink off my mat.
And I'm guessing if you wanted to work with pencils, because sometimes people work with pencils, watercolour pencils and things like that. You were showing us that with the cardstock that you've got yesterday, you were working with the watercolour pencils and the colour moved beautifully on there as well.
Yeah. Even though it's super smooth, it really does work around. I think I might have moved that slightly. It's sending me eyes a little bit bozzy.
Oh, no, it looks good to me.
That's all right then. We'll get some colour on it and nobody will know.
It's a very
Apart from
stamp.
those of you who just heard me say it.
Oh, blame the cameras, don't we?
Yeah. Out of focus again. Cool.
I know. He's
There we
trying
go.
his best, bless him.
So that gives us our pine cone. So I will just wipe that off just so I don't get it over everything.
Okay.
And we'll mat and layer that one up. But before I do, I think it needs a little bit of a sheen and a bit of a vintage. So I'm going to use some colour pop.
Okay.
Don't do it, Hazel. Be good. Get me cloth out. I didn't do this earlier and it did make a mess.
Oh, dear.
So
Now, we've got the details up on the screen from you of Pearly Winks sprays. It's a lovely collaboration between Pink Frog and Pearly Winks. You're getting 7 of those fabulous sprays for just £22.97. Of course, it's including that little bit of sparkle and also including that pop of colour, as you can see. It's a brilliant way for you to actually try out these, the nice little range that you've got there. And, of course, Hazel's been using those throughout the one-day special shows. So 588034 if you like the look of those.
Okay, so this time we're going to go onto this panel at the bottom and I'm going to do it that way round because my robin is going to sit here. Okay. So I want to put a sentiment in. So we'll go back to our sentiments. Not a sentiment, I want a verse. That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
So we've got wishing you a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, or have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Ah.
So either or. We'll go for the big one.
And smaller versions of the font that we've already seen in use.
So it all
nice.
just matches in perfect. And then we'll sit this little robin down here, just so that it goes. I mean, it would be really nice. Oh, no, don't do it, Hazel. Sorry, did I come that loud with that? I was just going to say, it'd be really nice if I flipped that robin and we could have one either side.
Ooh.
But that, do you know what? I've said it, so let's just do it.
Okay.
And I don't very often do this, let me tell you.
Right, okay.
So we'll get our mat out.
Now, I know you were talking about this yesterday, because one of the finished samples I showed yesterday, where I can't find it for the life of me now.
It's
but
up here.
It's giving you the... oh, thank you. Can I borrow that for a moment?
Of course you can.
Gives you the ability to actually almost create your own stamps, because, of course, when you create a stamp in the traditional sense, you're getting it in one particular dimension. So it might be that the robin's looking to the left, or originally was looking to the right, then that's it. That is your stamp. But with the technique that I know Hazel's going to share with us, and it's the technique that she used on this particular card, gives you the ability to actually change the direction of those elements within your stamps as well, which is incredibly useful, especially if you want to have 2 characters from one stamp facing each other, which is a lovely look. Whether that's the way that we're going, I don't know, but thank you for sharing this technique with us, Hazel.
That's okay. And I'm just going to safeguard myself before I go on to there, and I would say to do this at home as well. So what I've done is I've put my robin on here and used the edge of the block to position into this corner, so that when I stamp that down, like so,
okay,
when I put my piece of card in, it's going to be in that corner, and I'm just hoping.
So is it kind of piggybacking the ink?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Like that. So actually, that robin's facing there, but when I use the rest of this ink, he's going to be facing out that way, and then we would have our sentiment in the middle.
Out?
Yeah, they're in a tiff. So we'll proceed and we'll do that. But the first thing I do need to do is wipe all of the residue of that ink off, because it would still be wet and it would still transfer.
Okay.
Okay, if you haven't got one of these mats, then a jelly plate or a mixed media plate will do the trick perfectly. And it will be a smaller piece, and they're clear, so you can lift that up to your project and position it easier, if that makes sense. So.
Now, we have got queues on those phone lines. They're around 4 minutes at the moment, so apologies if you are finding yourself caught in those queues. We will get to you as soon as we possibly can and get your order on the system. But if you want to jump onto the website or the app, it might be a little bit quicker to get your order placed.
Okay, so there's one. And then this one, I'll try and get it in the same position.
That's a really useful technique. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Okay, and there's enough ink to make them both look the same.
That's fabulous.
So now we'll put our sentiment verse in the middle. Oh, I can't pick it up. I'm going to just move my mats because I don't need it.
Yeah.
Sorry, just chuck that. I'll get it later.
They're very durable.
Obviously, look after your equipment. Right, just position that up. Now I could go higher. Let's go there. I like that. Might do that again, you know. Just, that's it. If you need help lining it up, I know that you can get little templates to go down.
You can indeed.
Okay, I'm changing my mind.
Oh, okay.
And the reason being, I had to use I wanted to use the VersaFine ink for the flip.
Okay.
But that ink doesn't go with the other ink.
Oh, okay, right.
Just so I'll stamp it in the oxide, and then it will match through, and I can tone the birds down. That's it.
Oh, lovely. Now, is that the same ink that you used in the backdrop?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. Right. So now that's it. It's not far off.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's just me
good.
being. I should have just carried on, shouldn't I?
Oh, bless you.
Right. Let's get some colour
I know you
into
like it
these.
just so, and that's fine.
I know. Right, so we'll have a little bit more of those inks down there. I'm not going to go and do that.
Okay.
But it would be the same technique where you would just gently dab down, but it would be painful for you to watch me do it, so I'm just going to leave it.
Okay.
It'd be painful for me
and
to do it.
what was the colour red that you were using with this
is
one?
Fired Brick.
Fired Brick,
and
lovely colour.
And it's in a distress ink, but I like this one because it's just a little bit more vintagey, if that makes sense.
It does.
It just it works in with the colours that I've chosen.
Very in keeping with the style of the drawings as well, so yeah.
So we're just adding that in. And you can layer it up. Don't overwork the card. If you feel that you're not getting your required colour, leave it, let it dry, or dry it with your heat gun and then go in. If I wanted to deepen that up, I would do it exactly like this. I'd blast. That made me jump. And then I would maybe come in with some of my pencils, which have got a bit more pigment in. And, oh, that's got brown on. Then pull that through. So that's just a little bit more. Okay, so that's that one done. So let's layer that one up.
Incidentally, if you want those pencils, they've popped up on your screen there. They come alongside some watercolour cardstock. So it's a nice little bundle for £20 and 99p. Might be a case that you want to pop that into your basket as well. So 596049 if you're wanting to take advantage of those.
Okay, so we will layer that one on there. I don't usually, well, I've got wider borders on these ones.
Okay. And have you used the red card? Is that from the one day special?
Yes,
as well?
it's just one of the card blanks that I've just chopped up, so I would have had one panel left, if that makes sense. So.
But the card base came from the larger, didn't it? That's right, I remember now.
Now we can pop that one on there. Give it a firm press around the edges because you want that bonded all the way around. And then this one, I really just want to add a few more little bits of pine. I don't want that block.
Oh, good news on the phone queues, folks. They've gone. So if you're looking at placing your order on the phone, now's a good time to do it because there aren't any queues at this moment. There probably will now when everybody gets on there. But at this moment in time, it's a good time to place your order on the phone.
So it's only subtle, but it's just something that the birdies, the robins are sitting on. So then we've got a layer of red. This one should be dry now. Can you see that?
Oh, I can see that shimmer from here, yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous. So we'll layer that one up. And then everything should be done.
So cute.
Make sure them layers are... Okay, so this can go on here. So I'm going to swap now to foam pads.
Well, no, I think we've got the foam pads on the show as well, haven't we?
We have indeed. We can't be without them because they're easy lift.
They're brilliant. I mean, the whole bundle is fabulous because you can get not only your foam roll, as you can see there, you're also going to get your foam pads. Now, when you look at them on the screen there, I mean, you don't really know the size of these, but we'll probably dig those out to share with you in a few moments. £24.99. Now, it's a roll. It's a huge roll, though. You're going to get 25 metres of your foam tape on there. Of course, you've got your little... Are they rectangle or squares? Oh, they're little squares.
They're squares, but you can chop into them and you'll get a lot more than 1,500. If you chopped each one in half, you got 3,000. But if you chop them into fours, you got 6,000. So
that's true, very true.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be an interesting one for the postman to get through the letterbox, isn't it? Because it's huge, as you can see, and you've got your different widths with regards to these. So obviously you've got your 3 rolls there with your foam. Some of them are chopped into the little pieces, as you can see here. So all of these being your rectangles and your squares, and then you've actually got your sheets here. These are full sheets, so you can die cut those if you're wanting to. Going to get some of those included as well. Also, you're going to get your roll where it's a continual piece as well. So if you are looking at doing things like your shaker cards, that's going to be a useful one. And of course, you can see there you've got your kind of dissected ones where you can chop into those and use them for lifting up your layers. £24.99, that's all you're paying for all of those. So it's definitely worth adding those in, isn't it? So 325-813 if you fancy getting hold of those.
I'm just on to the last bit. So just adding that... the stopper on the bottom. So let's get that corner lined up. And that gives us...
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Our falling out robin cards.
They don't look out of place though, no, they don't. I like it.
No.
I love it. Lovely vintage vibe to that one as well. And of course, with that one, all you're using really, with the exception of your inks and obviously your adhesive, is everything that you've got within the one day special, really, isn't it? Hazel, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get ready for your next demonstration because we're a little over halfway through the show, can you believe? And of course, it's your final hour that we're showing you the one day special live. You've got lots within your one day special. Starting off with your stamp sets, and you've got your 2 stamp sets, as you can see there. Lots of images on the one with your pine cones and your poinsettias. You can see those are all featuring within there as well. A few little sentiments on that particular plate, but then you've got your additional sentiments on your second plate. Then your cardstock. You're going to get 50 sheets of your super smooth. Now this is 30 by, is it 30 by 15, that's right, yeah, 30 by 15, which means if you score it down the middle, you can make your little cards with those. Well, not so little, to be honest. With regards to your other cardstock, you've got your blue, your green, your Christmas red in there, your brown as well as your black. So 5 sheets of each one of those. And of course, they are perfect whether you want to use them for your card bases or whether you're wanting to actually use them for your mats and layers. But with regards to your one day special, lots of you making your final decisions. Now, I've stepped away from Hazel, so if you are thinking about placing your order and you really don't want to miss the demonstrations, now is your time to do it. With going to go back to Hazel in a little while, but now is your opportunity, whether you're placing your order on the website or whether you're jumping onto the phone lines. But let me tempt you with a few of the cards that have been created, not only by Hazel during our one-day special shows, but also the design team, who've been making all sorts of fabulous things. They've been using additional stamps that we've got on the show, like the snow globe, and you can see the snow globe is perfect for you to actually add images from your one-day special featuring there as well. Then, of course, because of the cardstock being the style that it is, oops, where am I going this side of here, you can see that you can actually put those folds in different places to get different results, which is always nice. Or maybe you're just going to take those bases, just like Claire has done, score them down the centre there and make a focal point on the front. Again, you've got your cardstock in there ready to do your mats and layers. Really is a beautiful collection of stamps and, of course, alphabets, should I say, sentiments, be able to use lots of different ways. And if you did watch us last night at 6 o'clock, you will have learnt how to create your own little boxes with these. And because you've got your 300 GSM, you've got the perfect weight to create quite a substantial box there. So if you are making something with lots of dimension, then it's nice and easy for you to actually present that to anybody. Some beautiful cards created. Some of them got a gorgeous kind of vintage vibe to them, but some of them looking quite contemporary. And of course, if you're wanting to work with these, whether it's a little or a lot, then you are going to be able to create some absolutely amazing cards. I love this one as well that Claire has created, just using the words, putting them in that kind of way, they're getting larger and larger, so it almost depicts a Christmas tree. Clever idea. You're loving these ones. Lots of you as reader members are taking advantage of that additional discount. And incidentally, the card stock would normally be £10.99 for that. But within the one-day special, it's almost like you're getting that as a bonus and then a bit of a discount on the stamps as well. 356211. You need to be quick, though, because it did sell out and it's back on extended delivery now. But that's not really hanging around for long. I doubt it will be here when we get to 6 o'clock this evening. But 80% of the stock has gone. So if you're wanting yours, please get hold of it quick. Now, of course, Hazel was working with some of the larger cardstock to make her base with the easel, and we have got that available for you as well. So with this one, you've got 40 sheets, so you've got your combination of 4 different colours. These were obviously appearing within the one-day special as well, so it gives you the perfect opportunity for you to make your larger card bases, and then, of course, you can use your smaller pieces with regards to the one-day special. So it's definitely worth adding this in alongside. And, of course, it's the true cardstock, which means a couple of things. It's acid and lignin free, so perfect if you wanted to make things like your memory albums or your photo books, but also the colour goes right the way through. So the core, if you're looking at folding, if you're looking at cutting, then you're not going to see any of that white coming through that you sometimes might find from your cardstock. Brilliant value for money at £14.99. Perfect opportunity for you to get the exact same colours featuring within your one-day special. So 493571. Now, I tempted you with that little snow globe card a few moments ago. Well, this is the way you can get hold of the stamp. And it's a perfect size. Now, the way that this works is you've got interchangeable elements that can sit within the snow globe, or maybe you're going to be taking elements from your one-day special as well, maybe other stamps that you've got in your collection. It's a really good size. So whether you are using it to create things like your shaker cards, utilising the stamps that are there within that particular stamp set, or whether it's a case of that you're using them to create a gorgeous little scene, because you could do that like you do get with a snow globe. So again, there you can see all those lovely sparkles featuring in there. This is a pretty one. Lovely Tracy has created this one, and I love this. She's kind of given it a very much a rounded feel, very clever use of colour with that one, but you can see the backdrop still with regards to it. And again, your little penguins. It wouldn't be Christmas without a little nod to the penguins, would it? £14.99, 22 stamps, very good value that one. So 636394. Now, last night we saw a fabulous demonstration at 6 o'clock using this stamp set alongside the one-day special, and this one is called your Ticket Express. Now, you've got 17 stamps, some good sized stamps with these, and again you can see Season's Greetings featuring within this one, Merry Christmas, again with that kind of ombre look that we saw. And again, the ticket stamp, a really good size. This is a clever idea, because quite often we give gifts of a little bottle of something. It could be a bottle of bubbly, it could be a bottle of shampoo or bubble bath, but you could actually create a fabulous little gift tag here. And I love this idea where you've got your little hole there to go over the neck of your bottle, but then you're creating that scene. Some of these little elements we saw a few moments ago within the snow globe as well, and a nice little bit of rainbow mirror, not glitter. It's the other one. I get me glitters and me mirrors mixed up. Oh, that's a nice use of that stamp that we saw a few moments ago as well. So you can see all of the stamps that we see from Pink Frog cross-pollinate so well. And of course the little train that you've got on there works perfectly with the fabulous little ticket there. £14.95, 143407 if you like the look of that one. I was tempted a little bit with this particular one. Oh, this is gorgeous. We've seen this one featuring regularly within the demonstrations, and it's called the Rose Stamp Set. But within this one you've got not only those wonderful roses there that you can put together in a whole configuration of different ways, then you've got the fabulous backdrop there as well, which Hazel's been referring to and using regularly. 706215 is the item number for that one, so do make sure you take advantage of that one, because that's one that you'll be going to time and time again. Definitely. Now, this is why I keep saying glitter, because when you see this glitter card and what Hazel did with it earlier on today, you'll understand why I was distracted with it. £11.99, you've got two colourways coming to you with this one, that gorgeous blue, that baby blue there, and then you've got your white. Or is it white? Because you may come in with, now I've got to get these the right way around. I think this one was the oxides. Have I got it the right way around? Is that one the oxides?
That's the distressing. That was the one that I did at the end of the last show, and I said I'll show it you when it's dry.
50 chance, and I get it the wrong way around. Yeah. That one is
that's your oxides.
That's the one with your oxides and a little bit of water being added. But I love the way that you've got that sparkle coming through those inks, and there you go. You can see. And is it the last show? Did you say at the end of the last show you did this?
Yes, it was.
That will have been just before 1 o'clock. If you go back on Rewind, you'll be able to find that. So
I love the way they've merged in together.
Yes.
Because I did spray water on.
Oh,
and then I let it settle and dry itself.
Very nice.
It's amazing.
Nice result. Means you can make whatever colour cardstock you want, really, isn't it? Obviously, as it comes, if you're wanting to, you could die cut it and create something like this with a little bit of your rainbow mirror card there as well. Very useful to have. So if you're wanting this particular cardstock with your glitter cardstock, 134868 is the item number that you need. But if you're wanting your happy hour, which is that mirror card, then these are the details you're going to need. So if you're wanting it, you're just going to be paying £9.99 for the next kind of 25 minutes or so, because of course when we get to the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, it's going to go up by a whopping great £14. It's 300 GSM as well, so it's brilliant for you to use for your boxes as well as your card bases. But you're only paying £9.99 for each of those 40 sheets that you choose to order. I say each of those that you choose to order because it's not limited to one per customer. So if you'd like to stock up on those, then you can do. But do be aware that already a third of the stock has gone. So lots of you will be taking advantage of that one, I'm sure, when you get to the end of the hour. But it's one of those situations that we might not have it at the end of the hour. So if I was you, I would get it now. So it's absolutely brilliant. When it comes to you, you'll use this in so many ways, but you only need a little bit. Perfect for cutting things like your sentiments as well, these.
It is, yeah. And also it embosses beautifully. Those of you that like alcohol inks, they work amazing on the rainbow mirror. Yeah.
Beautiful. And of course you're going to get a huge wad of those, 40 sheets in total. It's a really good weight. That's why I say it's good if you want to use it for your card bases, especially if you're cutting apertures out and things like that, because you need something that's going to be quite substantial when you've cut away a large area. But rapidly approaching half the stock has gone, so if you fancy that, I'd be quick about it just to make sure you do get it. At 715293 if you're wanting it. So Hazel, what have you got planned for your next demo?
We'll do another surprise.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So I'm going to use, this time I am going to use the snow globe, but we're going to use some of the pine set as well and some bits and pieces. So I'm going to position about there-ish. Pick that up and we're going to stamp that down in the VersaFine Clair.
Lovely.
So give those some gentle taps around. And that
really
gives us our
beautiful
beautiful snow globe. Now while that's there, I'm just going to take another print, purely because I want to layer up this bottom bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure I just got it in the right place, about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on this part and I'll be cutting that out. I have got one prepped, but I am going to show you exactly what I've done. So that's our main globe down. And then we're going to need our masket, which I did save from my other demo. So masket, if you haven't heard of it before, it's sort of like a low-tack adhesive sheet. It comes in packs of 10. You can die cut it, or you can stamp on it and you can cut it out. So what I've done is I've stamped the globe on, and then with a knife I've gone around and cut this centerpiece out like so.
Brilliant stuff. If you're wanting to get hold of this, you can get 10 of your A4 sheets. Not most inspiring picture, but it's what you do with it that matters.
Yes.
And it's one of those staples. It's something that you're going to be able to do all sorts of fabulous techniques with. So £9.99 if you're wanting to get hold of yours, or you need stocking up on it. Keep a note of that item number, because obviously it's a consumable. As time goes on, you'll want more of it. So you'll need that item number, and you can check it out in the brand section at any time then.
Okay, so I've stuck that down and we're going to work on the centre. Now, just to safeguard me, I'm going to use a bit of Scotch tape because I've got a little bit exposed there, and if I get a bit happy with me blending tool,
okay,
if I can get the end off.
Lovely. It's Scotch tape again. This is incredibly useful. It's one of those things that you don't want to be without. Obviously, it's got its low tack element with regards to this one, without leaving any residue at all. And you've got 2 rolls of this one, giving you just over, well, actually nearly 66 metres when we look at the figure there. So at £14.99 for those. Both of them coming to you get for that item there. So 999-217 if you're liking the look of those.
So I'm just doing sort of like a circular motion. I am going to be stamping over the top, but I wanted the bits that you see through to be this colour.
Right, there's all sorts you could use. You could use it like a crystal ball.
Yeah.
It could be almost like a gumball, gumball machine, a goldfish ball maybe. I don't know.
It could be a golf ball in a tee, but a big...
It could.
It's a bit of a fat tee, though, isn't it? Sorry, that was explained all wrong. It was okay in my head before it came out.
Bless you.
Right, so I love using the bow for this because it covers a lot of ground. Look, so I'm going to bring it up, and I just want to make sure. The important thing is to give it a hard press on the edge. Although the masket is thin, it's still at a different level.
Okay.
And I know that because I'm not in my platform.
Oh, bless you.
Starting to
Your
panic.
knuckles are nearly going white there.
I know, but I'm just making sure that it's done.
No, it's good advice, that one. And
you see, look.
Oh, yes, yeah, because you've got
right,
the 2.
so I've got this, and I am going to show you how to mend it, because that is important.
And that's purely because you kind of got that different
I needed to be in my platform, and
Okay.
I should have just done it. Right, so take that off.
And it's because you've kind of got that ridge. Even though the masking tape is very, very thin, it's going to be a different kind of level that you're working on. So naturally, you're going to get that kind of difference with regards to those. Because if you're pressing more on the one side, then obviously it's going to lift up a little in the middle there.
So I'm just hoping now. So can you see on the camera there, can you see the line on the stamp where the ink is? That is what I'm going to line up. Okay. So that now, hopefully...
Oh, we're all channeling positive thoughts for you. No pressure.
No, lots of pressure. You need lots of pressure. So in theory, I shouldn't have to re-ink it up. You see, now I've gone right the way down to that edge. So that worked. So if that happens to you at home, that's what you need to do.
Wonderful. I like that.
I'm going to just
fix it.
Yes. I'm going to turn that round and see if I... No, I'm not going to turn it round. I'll just stick that, and we'll move this. That'll be the easiest thing. So just so it touches.
And it's nice because it's already got that kind of curve in there, so you don't have to worry about it, do you?
Perfect. So there's a little bit of ink on there, but it doesn't matter. This will work great first time round.
I'd say it's looking fine to me.
Yeah. So again, just press around that rounded edge. That's perfect.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so now we've got a little tiny, the little berries. These work great. I just want to feed in a few of the berries so that they're sticking out. And it was to give it a little bit of colour as well, and just tie in, just keep rotating them round.
I suppose they could be whatever colour. I mean, they almost look like little mistletoe berries.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Yeah, rose hip berries. Or
and then
any colour you want them to be, really.
We'll use that little season's greetings. Blueberries was that then?
Be whatever, green berries, pink berries, all the berries.
There we go. So we will stamp that one down.
Of course, you've got lots of different sentiments, different sizes that are going to fit within that little area that you've left. Lovely.
Yep. Oh, stick in there. Right. Move that one out of the way for a minute. I should put my stamp away so I don't lose it. So let's have a little... well, I'm trying. I am trying.
Oh, I can't wait to see what this looks like. Oh, look at that. See that masking sheet? You definitely need that in your stash, don't you?
Yes. A definite must-have. I'm just going to keep that to the side because I'll be flipping backwards and forwards.
I love it. And, of course, the masking sheet that Hazel worked with, she's created this card, but she's going to be able to reuse it over and over again. So you can imagine just how far those 10 A4 sheets are really going to go. £9.99, incredibly affordable and very useful to have as well. So 976 569 if you're wanting to get hold of those.
Okay, so remember that extra bit that I stamped?
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to put the poinsettia edges over. And then I can colour those in. And here's one I made earlier. So that's all I've done. So I've coloured this in with one of the red pencils and I've just inked it with the ink. So that will fit across there perfectly. But that's how I achieved it.
Okay.
So we'll keep that for later. That's the poinsettia. And then I think we'd better have a robin on there because it would be rude not to. Just fit him in. I'm just going to check something because that looks exactly the same size as that. That's good. My brain's doing tricks with me.
Bless you.
Okay, so we need a bit of a bow. Not a bow like that. I mean, I heard you chuckling and I'm thinking he thinks I think bow. So we'll just add in a little bit of detail, one and maybe a second generation, just something for him to sit on, and then maybe if we have one of the other ones up in that top corner, and it'll all just tie in then.
Beautiful.
Note, I've gone for the block again. Deep breath. That's better. Okay, and then we can start and add our colour. Let's just get that little bit off. We don't want it to transport onto everything else. Wonderful. So for this background area, before we move on, I'm just going to use this piece.
Okay, right.
And protect that area off. So that I can do some inky different bits. I'm not worried about this bit here because I'm going to cover the middle bit up and I'm going to paint that. So I'm really not too worried. First of all, I'm going to add in some green. And again, this is my favourite way to colour these because it looks really effective and it looks like you've done more than you have.
And this is a nice little set with the pencils in there. They're brilliant quality, and I have to say, it does come with your watercolour cardstock as well. You're actually going to get 24 of those pencils, so you've got all sorts of colours, including your white as well, which is perfect as your light accent. And you can see with regards to these ones, they are from Staedtler, so you know that they're quality. And of course, you've got your fabulous watercolour cardstock with these ones as well. £20.99 if you wanted to take advantage of those. Talking about taking advantage of things, lots of you are taking advantage of the happy hour, and you are loving this one. Now, of course, you only have until the top of the hour to take advantage of this at the price on your screen. It will go up in price. It's worth £23.99, but I'd certainly rather be saving £14 because when you consider you're paying less than a tenner for all of these, and if you are a Freedom member, that's delivered to your door, so absolutely brilliant value for money. 300 GSM, perfect for using for your card bases, wonderful for your mats and layers, and of course you can die cut it for things like your sentiments as well. Now, you'll be using it all the time when you're paying that kind of price, so it might be worth getting for a couple of sets of them. 715-293 though if you fancy taking advantage, but you've only got probably about 10 minutes or so to take advantage of that, so be quick. Which means, sadly, we've only got about 7 minutes left on the show. Where's the time gone, Hazel?
Right, I'm just going to use a bit of our music note.
Lovely.
Just in that background area. Just a little bit. And then that can come away. Nice. And then we've just got to add some colour. So I did pop the robin on. We can add in our berries. There's quite a few to colour because I stamped lots. But I think it makes a difference. It's
nice because it kind of lifts the backdrop, doesn't it, with that little bit of red in there.
So you can add a bit of brown. Did I got any brown left? If if I just add a bit of brown around the outside, I can pull that in with the paintbrush.
Okay.
And then I won't have to do too much to the pines, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Just get that around there. Get plenty of water out.
Oh, those cues are back again. Oh dear. Now, of course, this is just before we get to the end of the show, so naturally we're a busy point of the show, so lots of you placing your orders now and choosing to do so via the phone line. So not surprised really. I mean, we're rapidly approaching limited stock with regards to the one-day special. So if that's something that you're looking at placing your order for and you want to go via the phone lines, might be an idea to get in the queue while you've got the opportunity. Hopefully you won't be there for too long. At the moment, we reckon it's only about a couple of minutes, which means that you will be able to take advantage of your happy hour as well at the same time if you're wanting to. Details on the screen for your one-day special.
Okay, so that's the berries done.
Aww,
so this area around here, bearing in mind that I am having this piece here, when I did my sample I couldn't choose what colour to have it, so I think I'm going to do exactly what I did on my sample. I started off with red, then I changed it to green and a bit of brown. So I thought, when I finished it, I thought, I quite like that. So that's what I'm going with.
Those pencils lay down the colour beautifully,
They do, don't they? So just soften it out. I mean, you don't even have to wet this down if you don't want to. I do a lot when I'll wet it down and cover it, and then I'll add in a little bit more when it's dry.
Okay.
So let's just...
That snow globe stamp's proving to be very popular, Hazel.
It just...
Well, it's kind of something that you could use year after year, really, isn't it?
It works so well. And
it's not going to be something that you're never going to use, because we love snow globes all year round, to be honest. You've got all sorts of different elements within there. So things like, obviously, the snow globe, you've got the elements that you can use to go in the middle there. And of course, there's loads of different ways you can use it. I mean, you'll utilise all these pieces at the bottom there in different ways. But look at this idea. Now, this is using things like the masket sheet that obviously we saw Hazel working with, but of course, using it to mask off an area and build up that gorgeous scene with 3 of the snow globes. What a clever idea as well.
So that's just done with pencils and some charcoal pencils.
Isn't that lovely?
But it's all flat. It just looks so...
Isn't it effective?
Yeah, I quite like that one. I'm proud of that one.
It looks beautiful, yeah. Now, don't forget the frame that you've got as well. The frame that's been made, obviously, around the snow globe, that is one of the patterns that or one of the templates and instructions that you're going to get. Is it within the one-day special or is it the larger
one-day special?
cardstock?
Yeah, it'll come with the one-day
special as well. Now, obviously, the size will depend on the cardstock that you're starting with, so I don't know whether it'll be exactly the same size that we're talking about here, but you will have the instructions within your one-day special to create something similar. So obviously the larger the cardstock you go for, the larger the frame you can create. And of course you might want to add in that additional cardstock, or you might want to add in the snow globe, or both. Details are at the bottom of the screen for your snow globe, and of course the one-day special on extended delivery on the side of your screen there, 356211. Incidentally, if you have just joined, it's the 23rd of September with dispatch of your one-day special now, because it did sell out last night. Been popular throughout. Oh, look.
So all I've done is just added some of the brown for a bit of shading across there. I've tried to keep a little bit of white there too.
Okay.
But we'll stick this one on so that it takes effect. You could put anything in there. You could put a little sentiment in there if you wanted to.
Love it. Now, the glue that you use, I love this glue because you can use it for all sorts. Not only just adding your mats and layers and adding your little pieces, your pieced pieces in there, but it's all sorts as well. Use it on glass and metal and all sorts.
Yeah, and it doesn't yellow. I mean, it's an ethylene vinyl acetate, so it's used for bookbinding, but it will stick glass, it will stick foam, it will stick metal and hessian and all sorts.
Now, I've got myself a bit confused because the details on your screen are for your bottles that Hazel has been working with. So you don't get the adhesive with the bottles, but it's worth going for those because the adhesive is a perfect consistency to sit within there. Yeah. Now, when you're going for your adhesive, this is the kind of thing that you can be doing with your adhesive. You're getting a huge bottle of this. Of course, decant it into the bottles that we're just showing you the details of. But with this one, you're going to get 225 millilitres in there, and you can use it for everything. Even things like your mirror card, your non-shed glitter, as you can see with those as well, and even your glitter that does shed, you can use it with those. Things like your little glass bottles, look at that.
Hold it from the bottle. From the moment that I made that board.
No.
Go on. It won't. If it falls off, I'll just blame you.
There you go. I'm not going to do it for too long. That is amazing.
It's stuck tight.
And those are different types of surfaces, because sometimes you have to go for a specialist glue, don't you, when you're working with different things. Fabric, you can see metal, MDF, even down to your hessian. And this is important with your hessian there, because you've got those little holes, quite often the glue can seep through and you can see it, can't you? So with this, it's got a dry mat, so you don't have to worry about it, and you can use it in loads of different ways.
Don't even ask me what. I don't even know why. I was sat in my craft room, my daughter has her makeup desk behind me, and I was looking for stuff to stick.
Thank goodness you couldn't get hold of your daughter, otherwise she'd have been stuck to the board as well. So there you go. And it's nice to have a glue that you can just pick up the bottle knowing that it's going to do the job that you need it to do. And of course it's brilliant as well, because you want to, if you wanted to use it for things like your photographs, you can do it with that as well. So 538442. Don't forget, if you are adding that in, please, please, please do add in those non-clog bottles. Have to be careful how you say that. And they've got the fine detail nozzle on there. Hazel uses these throughout. So £13.99, 603-282. Busy for both of those items. I'm not surprised. Hazel uses them all the time.
So I've just finished painting off. I've painted in my little robin, and I've painted in my little pine cone. So we're ready to piece that together. And I knew that we'd be running short of time. So in the break, I went ahead and mat and layered, but I'll just walk you through.
Okay,
it's a 20 by 40 card that I've just scored in half. And then I've got different mats and layers using the true red, the true green and the white. And I've changed them around. So I've got some thin ones and some thicker ones, just to add a little bit of interest in the background there. So this is just going to go on the front there.
I love it.
And then I've saved one super special little bit to do afterwards. Just looked across at my main card. Hope I've left myself at least 30 seconds to do it.
No, busy for the glue, we're busy for those non-clog bottles as well, we're busy for the happy hour as well, because of course don't forget you've only got to the top of the hour to take advantage of that. Busy for everything, to be honest. Even the one-day special, you're adding lots of those in at the same time, so finalising those orders, which is good. But don't forget about your mirror card, £9.99 with regards to this one. Details on your screen. But I'm going to go back to Hazel, because she's just finishing off our fabulous card she's been creating with our one-day special.
I just wanted to ground it. So I've added a little bit of pencil on there, and then I'm just pulling that through.
Oh, Hazel, we've only got 10 seconds to
I've done it,
goodbye.
I'm finished.
Hazel, thank you so much for the last 24 hours.
I've had a ball. It's been
when
amazing.
Are you back again?
I'm back on the 21st of